Stunning HD. This is...
Hey guys, it's AP on this here, and welcome to my review of England versus Norway. So basically, the game ended 1-0. England won 1-0. Wayne Rooney scored from the penalty spot, and we're going to start off with the first half. So the first half, I thought England were dominant, obviously as you'd expect them to be. Not always turning out as you'd expect, but they were dominant. I really do like the way that Roy Hodgson has chosen the the three frontmen of Rooney, Welbeck, Oxlade-Chamberlain and Sterling. They seem to be able to interchange a lot, interchange very well. Also with the midfield partnership of Henderson and Wilshere, I think we have a greater creative spark with those two in central midfield, possibly against greater teams in the Euro 2012. We won't be able to play those two, but for the qualifiers, certainly with our opponents lacking quality, that could be a good midfield partnership because Wilshere played very, very well, I thought, as did Henderson. They were both very, very good. They both at times made runs into the box while the other central midfielder would wait back. I thought Wilshere was pretty good defensively as well. Henderson obviously put a shift in as normal. I thought Henderson in particular was very good with his passing. His passing was always 100%. He was one of the stand-up performers probably for me in the first half. And then the front four were very, very good. At some points producing great flair passing, good interchange, back heels, all that kind of stuff, which is all nice to watch and good to see from an England fan's perspective because we don't normally play flashy football, and it's nice to play flashy football instead of lumping it up to a big target man. It's all crap like rubbish football like we played in the World Cup, which wasn't nice to watch. So in particular I mention, I have to say, in the first half, Sterling and Sturridge had a good bond between the two of them. They were able to pass the ball very comfortably between each other, as was Henderson as well, passing between the three of them. And then I thought Rooney had a decent first half, nothing too special. I thought he was a little bit too deep for me. He didn't get forward enough. He was kind of playing central midfield a lot of the time, which wasn't very good. A lot of the time Henderson was playing further ahead of him sometimes, and that wasn't good for him. And then I thought in defence our defence wasn't really troubled in the first half, but so there's not much to talk about there. So the second half started. Norway were good for about 20 minutes, the better team. England were put under a bit of pressure as well. Joe produced a sensational save from a corner. I think that was in the second half, it might have been in the first. And then you had Joe Hall's made another great save from I think his name's Josh King. I can't remember what his name was, but anyway. And then Phil Jones played pretty decently. Gary Cahill, I thought, was good, but sometimes he did make a lot of mistakes. Like he let King beat him far too easily. He kind of got pushed over. Like you'd never expect that from someone like Gary Cahill. Wasn't 100% in that game. I think he got an injury towards the end. He had an ice pack on his foot. I'm not sure what the case with that is. But yeah, they were good, Gary Cahill and Phil Jones, for parts of the game. For most of the game, they haven't played with each other, and I think that's the partnership that England should be playing at the back. That is definitely my preferred partnership. Stones at right back didn't do himself any harm. Played an average game, wasn't very good going forward, but I think he is normally a centre back, so you wouldn't expect that of him. Leighton Baines again didn't do himself any harm. Wasn't too good going forward, was good defensively. I thought he covered his centre-backs a lot, especially in the case of when Gary Cahill was out of the game. Baines filled in for where Jones would have been when Jones came across to King. So I thought Leighton Baines did a good job, I thought, especially defensively. Then in the second half, Sterling played extremely well, I thought. I think he really is one of England's best players at the moment and is one of our main players at the moment. Obviously playing at left wing. People say that he's better at central attacking midfield, which is why he plays for Liverpool. I think that with players like him, they need to be playing on the wing against teams like Norway. Fine, they're not as physical, but if you're going to turn up and play against a team that's very, very physical, then I don't think Sterling's the right man for the job in that central attacking midfield. But it depends what formation you're playing, but I'm going to discuss that at the end of the video about the formations. So Sterling was definitely stand-up performer, man of the match, in my opinion, in the second half. Good again. Great pace, great skill, good passing, superb. Won the penalty, obviously with good skill. I thought the penalty was soft. Some referees might not have given it. He did nearly win the ball, but he didn't win the ball. So it was a soft penalty for Norway to concede, but obviously it was a penalty. Wayne Rooney took the penalty, superb penalty. He then came off about 10 minutes later. Other than that, I don't think Rooney was very, very good and wasn't good at all in the match. Sturridge was good. He took his men on, but I do have a thing with Sturridge. I think he's far too selfish. Like a lot of the time, he would never give that pass down to someone. Like Sterling was on the overlap and he wouldn't give it. He didn't give it to him for some reason, and he pulled it back to Henderson, who then shot the ball way wide of the goal. And then the substitutions Roger made were very good, I thought. Fabian Delph was superb. He was so good. He drove the ball forward. He tracked back, and I think Fabian Delph could find himself in the starting team if he carries on playing well for Aston Villa. Because last season for Aston Villa he was good. This season he's probably going to be good again for Aston Villa. He's very, very comfortable on the ball. He's an all-action midfielder, and I think that he could really, really try and stake his claim in the starting lineup. And then also Danny Welbeck came on and he went up front and England changed to the diamond formation. I'll talk about that later, but I thought Danny Welbeck was superb. I've been saying it for so long. Danny Welbeck should start for England. He's so good. He plays link. He's very, very good with his link-up play. In my opinion, with his link-up play, he's better than Daniel Sturridge. I'm not saying they should drop Sturridge. I'm just saying with his link-up play, his all-round teamwork effort is a lot better than Sturridge's. He'll work back. He'll trap back, etc. He does the job for the team. He's a great player, and I think that he will definitely become an England regular, and I think he's going to become a superb striker at Arsenal. Very, very good striker. He had a shot early on that was parried. I mean, that was a superb save. He was so good. He was all action. I've been saying for so long he should start for England, and finally I think other people might try and accept that now because he doesn't play for Manchester United. They won't be such arrogant twats and say that he doesn't deserve to start, but he does deserve to start. And I think if England, now I'm going to go into the formation now, I think England should probably play the diamond formation because it allows them to incorporate all their players. So firstly, you can then play Danny Welbeck and Sturridge up front, then with Wayne Rooney at central attacking midfield, Raheem Sterling at left mid, left mid, and then Oxlade-Chamberlain right mid, and then either Jordan Henderson or Jack Wilshere behind in defensive midfield, like playing how Gerrard used to play. But I don't think either of those two players can play like that. I think someone like Michael Carrick could slot in there nicely. Obviously Lampard's retired. I think Gareth Barry deserves a call-up. I don't know if he's retired yet. He may have retired, I'm sorry. Probably sound like an idiot, but I can't remember if Gareth Barry's retired yet. But I think he could get a call-up and play in that position. But that's how I think England should play because it allows them to play Danny Welbeck and Sturridge. Also allows them to play Rooney, allows them to play Sterling, Oxlade-Chamberlain, allows them to play all their best players. I think that's the way forward for England. That would be my front kind of six there. And then I'd have at right back Kyle Walker when he's fit, or Dyer from Tottenham at the moment. I'd probably be starting him because he's had a superb start of the season at Tottenham. And then at centre back I'd have Phil Jones, left centre back Gary Cahill, goalkeeper Joe Hart obviously, and between Leighton Baines and Luke Shaw, I don't know how well Luke Shaw's going to play this season. I don't know how well Leighton Baines is going to play. Leighton Baines hasn't played very well this season so far. Luke Shaw's 18. Leighton Baines is about 30. I think it's about time Luke Shaw started to push himself into that England left back regular spot. I don't think Glenn Johnson should be playing for England. I don't think he's any better than Kyle Walker or Dyer. I'd rather play John Stones there. He did a fairly decent job. You could play Phil Jones there, but it's not his best position. So definitely man of the match, Raheem Sterling. England, my verdict is average, not very well. Didn't play very well. Didn't manage to score from open play. Anyway, this has been your Play on News. Please comment below. I don't know whether you like me to do international match reviews or whatever. I'll definitely do England. If you want me to do any more, comment below. Thank you very much for watching. Please like, subscribe, and also follow us on Twitter at EPL News with a 5 on the end. Thank you very much for watching.